What's up everyone, welcome back. So I finally finished installing my rear bumper and I'll show you that right here. So it's an OEM Nismo bumper off of 2008. So the process ended up being a lot longer than I expected, just like any project. So in this video I'm going to kind of show you guys where I messed up so that way you guys don't make the same mistakes I did. So the first step was to remove the rear bumper, obviously. So I had to take off the tail lights. So that part wasn't too hard. I would say one of the hardest parts about getting the bumper off was removing the tabs that are in the middle, which are located all across the middle. There's 5 of them. So when I took off the bumper originally, I ended up breaking a bunch of them, and so I ended up having to buy new ones. Wasn't too bad, they aren't too expensive. I think it was like $8 for a 10-pack, but just know that's something to watch out for. So the second thing that I kind of messed up on was that I broke the clips that are located in here. I'll show you guys a little picture of them right here. So yeah, those I ended up having to buy new ones, and they were really hard to find. I actually had to go to 2 different dealerships here in town because it's a Nissan specific part and I couldn't just go to O'Reilly's or something and get them. And each dealership only had 1 in stock, so I had to drive all the way across town to get it. But I was finally able to get them, so it's all good now. So this was the part where I realized I fucked up. Because what I didn't realize was that the Nismo bumper actually does not clear the stock styrofoam that's in the rear bumper of a base model or any other 350Z. I ended up actually having to remove it, which I really didn't want to do, but I was doing some research and it turns out the Nismo Edition actually has a different rear crash bar. So I didn't want to get that one and take the chance that it wouldn't actually fit on my car. So what I was originally going to do was to trim the styrofoam so that it would be thin enough for the bumper to clear, but it turns out that if I did that I would have to cut it to be probably only ½ an inch thick, and so it wouldn't even be worth keeping it. So I ended up just taking it out altogether. So as you can see, there really isn't that much clearance from the crash bar to the actual bumper. So had I known this before, I might have chosen a different bumper, but I'd have to say that the Nismo bumper is definitely my favorite bumper of all rear bumpers that they make for the Z, so I just had to do it. So even though there were a lot of obstacles in the way, I still had to do it, because I mean look how good that looks. I just love the way that rear bumper looks. So the last thing that I had to do was to get the lower diffuser to clear my blast pipes. So I'm not sure if you can tell from the video, but the lower diffuser is actually shaped to fit the original single tips on either side. So the blast pipes are a little bit wider, so it turns out the diffuser was actually resting on them. And so since I didn't want the plastic to just be resting on the exhaust pipes, and I didn't want them to melt, I had to kind of tuck it up. So not as much as I did when I did the bumper tuck on my original bumper, but just enough so that it would clear the blast pipes and the plastic wouldn't be resting on them. So that was pretty much the last thing that I had to do for this install. It took a long time and it was a big headache, but now that I'm done with it, I'm glad with the results. So now that I have the rear bumper and the side skirts installed, the next part of the project is to get a front bumper. So that'll be coming up real soon. So stay tuned for that. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was informative for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in a comment below. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So have a nice day, and I will see you next time.